Hi, I hope you all are doing so good. Welcome to your reading. Thank you for joining me. Today's reading is what is the goss? What is the gossip on you? Okay. Um, so yeah, we have three groups for you to choose from. Group one, the citrine crystal. Group two, the stone heart, and group three, the clear quartz crystal. Okay, so one, two, and three. If you do want to take a minute so you can, pause the video and choose whichever group is calling out to you, feel free, but I shall see you all in your readings. Hi, welcome to your reading. If you have chosen the first group, this here crystal, then this reading is for you. So what is the gossip on you? So we have the Chariot upright, Ace of Wands in reverse, and the Ace of Cups in reverse. Two aces, both in reverse. I wonder what that means. Oh, okay. So people definitely gossip about how ambitious you are, either right now or in general. This could also be maybe, about a certain area of your life, whether it be career, personal, about a particular person. If it is about a person, they say that you have high expectations of this person. People also talk about how determined you are. People say how there is no such thing as a challenge for you. And they say this in a way where people talk about how highly competent you are, you know? So people do talk a lot about your success or how successful you are, or that you're massively determined to become successful or reach another big goal that you could possibly have in your life. People gossip a lot about your achievements, but for some of you, unfortunately, it doesn't feel like people say the most pleasant things about your achievements. Um, for some, this is because, or, while they're talking about your achievements, they also it almost feels like they try to undermine it because they feel like you've gotten help or some sort of step ahead in some way. But some people do really admire your success, though. People also talk about how you have a lot of self control, but people do say good things about this as opposed to you being controlling or, too, self controlled or whatever that could be. People don't mention this in a negative way. They also gossip about your awareness, whether this awareness be of yourself, your surroundings, or other people. People also do talk a lot about how hardworking and confident you are. But for some of you here, that there is some talk that you are very sad, and this could be in general or it could be right now. For some of you, this is not necessarily in a sad way, actually, but this is more so in a way where people say you seem quite serious, like all work and no play kind of energy. People do also talk about you being still in the past in some way. maybe holding off on a new beginning with these two aces being here. But some people do talk about maybe that you're in need of a new beginning, but maybe you're reluctant for one. But people do talk about how you need to let something go or move on from something because they feel there is a lot better out there for you. So some people say, I mean, this may not be everyone, but there are people who say that you don't allow yourself to have fun, maybe be silly, creative, and passionate. People also talk about you not being able to end a relationship, whether it's romantic or platonic or family relationship. And for some of you as well, there is gossip about how you don't want someone to make the most out of their gifts, maybe their creativity, their skills, or a talent. Yeah, so please only take this if it makes sense because it does feel like people talk about how you're hindering someone. But depending on your situation, this could be referring to yourself, like you're hindering yourself, again, maybe from a new start or something that could possibly make you happy, or that could be a new beginning for you, a reset, I don't know. But yeah, but there are people who are saying that you are very passionate about someone. And some people also talk about how you don't have a lot of love and support in your life, possibly from a specific person. Like if they're, say for example, you have a significant other and they're not very loving or supportive towards you, then people talk about that, for example. But for others of you, people could talk about that more so in a general sense. So people could also gossip about you in their perspective, needing a sense of validation or a need for validation. Some people do also say that you seem a bit heartless or just unemotional, or if any of you have treated someone in a very detached kind of way, then they're definitely talking about this to other people, about how, you know, unbothered you may have seemed, or that you seemed a bit heartless to them. But for others of you, it could be that people talk about how it's difficult for you to show or express emotion, maybe only to specific people. But then at the same time, there are some people who have the complete opposite sentiment, and people talk about how emotional you are or how emotional you can be. So maybe it's different people, having different perspectives on you. People also talk about you losing confidence in someone. I have to say that this loss of confidence, it doesn't feel like it's about yourself. It does feel like it is pertaining to someone specific in your life. So people could also gossip about someone potentially draining you, whether it be emotionally, energetically, emotion. I think I already said emotionally, maybe financially. I don't know, but people are talking about how someone is potentially draining you right now. So we have let yourself feel all of your emotions. So yeah, like similar to the message that came up before, there are some people who do find you to be very emotional and that you allow yourself to show all of your feelings, whether it's sadness, happiness, anger. To some people, they do talk about how expressive you are. But if any of you have been holding back right now, especially when it comes to expressing yourself, when it comes to maybe emotionally, then people have noticed the difference in you, especially if you are someone who tends to be very wear my heart on my sleeve kind of person, or you can read it on my face kind of person. Then people definitely notice that something could be going on behind the scenes, or you just seem to not want to show a reaction or show your feelings, you know? So we also have divine intervention. So please only take this if it resonates. But for some of you here, people talk about how you saved someone's life in some way, or you saved this person. It's like you were an intervention for someone, or you held an intervention for someone and you kind of gave them some sort of support. Maybe shone a light on something in their life that maybe they, needed to fix but weren't willing to accept it at the time. Who knows? But yeah, there is some sort of chat about you, um, yeah, potentially being an intervention and saving. It really is coming across as saving someone's life, you know? But yeah. Or it's like, say, for example, someone was going down a certain path, the path was not the best, and you came into this person's life and they've taken, a different path in life, and you literally maybe save them from going down a not so great route, you know? So, yeah. So we have here socialize or join in, make healthy and supportive new friendships. So yeah, there is gossip about how people feel that you need to socialize more, maybe accept an invitation or two. But yeah. But people gossip about you either making some healthy connections and friendships, or you needing to make some healthy connections, whether it's friendships or romantic. But yeah, they definitely, in their perspective, feel like you need to get out a bit more. Or socialize a bit more, but just not in a way that has to do with any type of responsibility you have, you know? So people gossip about you having an unusual relationship with someone, and this does feel like it is referring to a romantic connection. So they think it's unusual because they think it's unconventional, with that Hierophant being in reverse, which is, essentially that alien kind of energy. But yeah. So we have family, explore your sacred root system. There's a lot of purple on this side. I wonder what that means. So yeah, some people could definitely gossip about you being a bit extravagant. But yeah, that's in reference to the purple maybe for some of you. But it could also be something completely different, of course. But yeah, so we have family. What is the gossip from you? So please only take this if it makes sense, but people are talking about how you are in, wanting a family or wanting some other type of support, or, like circle, whether it be a friendship circle or, a circle surrounding your passion, people who share a similar thinking or mindset to you, or, passion. But yeah. So we have childhood home. So there's something about your past. And then we pulled it out on the Ten of Pentacles. Something about your family. So some people could gossip about your family. Again, Ten of Cups. Do they think? I mean, people do gossip about you being at a distance from your family, if that is the case for you. So people talk about how you are very much connected to your roots and that how you haven't forgotten who you are, where you came from, maybe your culture. Say for example, you what was that word? When you migrated to like another country, for example. It's like you haven't forgotten your culture, maybe. But yeah, that is what they say. So we have way of faith. Let faith be your guide. So yeah, people say that you believe in yourself. Other people could say that you maybe believe in a higher power and allow that higher power to maybe work through you. But yeah, people do talk about your faith, whether that faith be toward yourself, your goals, your talents, your own skill set. Um, but for others of you, this faith is in maybe the universe or another higher power that you may have. But they do talk about your faith and how that has guided you. Celebrate life. So people talk about how you have a lot to celebrate in their perspective. But again, there is this message of people thinking in their opinion that you should celebrate more. Celebrate your life, celebrate your blessings. For some of you here, it feels like there are certain people gossiping about how you should celebrate like a milestone or a special occasion. But for a lot of you, this does feel like it is referring to, some type of anniversary, maybe, what is it called? A relationship. But yeah. So we also have accepting challenges, trust your inner resources. People gossip about how you are totally in control of your life and that you have everything well balanced. You're doing well for yourself with the Queen of Pentacles. Um, but yeah, there are people who talk about how you don't back down from a challenge. Whether this be in a competitive, fun way or whether it be in a, serious, savvy kind of way. But yeah, do you have more from this card? But some of you took something really big under your wing, whether it's like starting up a business, whether it's, I don't know, doing something really big, like really big, whatever it may be. But people do talk about how you took on something that could have been challenging or that was challenging, and you said, you know what, I don't know if it's talking about making it a success or whatever this thing could be, but people do, it feels like people really admire you for being able to take on that challenge. And, maybe the odds as well, maybe the odds were unlikely, maybe in other people's opinions, whatever. But yeah, people really admire you for that. So we have neat. So people could gossip about how neat you are. I mean, this could be referring to your appearance. It could be referring to your home. It could be referring to your work, even. For some of you, it is definitely referring to your work, actually. Yeah, some people do talk about how intense you are when it comes to love. We also have discreet. So yeah, the gossip on you is that you are discreet. Maybe you're private. Maybe you could be a bit secretive or mysterious. And finally, we have serious. So yeah, there is a message about how you are taking your work very seriously. Maybe you are a bit of a perfectionist, or you're trying to master something, or you already are a master at something. But people do talk about how serious you take something in your life. But anyways, that is all I have for this here group. I do hope it could resonate. I hope it could make sense. I don't know, maybe be helpful. But yeah, please take care of yourselves, okay? Bye. Hey there, hope you all are doing great. Thank you for joining me. If you have chosen this here stone, then this reading is for you. So the person on your mind. No, we're not doing that today, are we? So what is the gossip on you? Maybe you have someone in particular or a group of people in particular on your mind. I don't know. But yeah, what is the goss on this here group? Okay, so we have the Three of Swords in reverse, Three of Wands upright, and the Seven of Pentacles upright. Very interesting. The first group had two aces, and this group has two threes. So yeah, I believe threes symbolize expansion, or is it community? Maybe it's a bit of both, but yeah. But people definitely do gossip about you expanding, especially with this Three of Wands here. For some of you here, people do gossip about you being a part of a unique community of sorts. But yeah. So there is some gossip about you being a heartbreaker. There is one person. Sorry, I saw something weird. Anyways, so there is one person talking about how you are, or you've already let go of the hurt that they may have caused you, or that they did cause you. People gossip about how you've overcame depression, Six of Wands, maybe heartbreak, sadness, or you're currently in the process of overcoming one or some of these things. But people talk about how you refuse to remain stuck. And there does, again, it does feel like there is someone specific talking about how they want to reconnect with you. There could be more than one person actually that wants to reconnect with you. But it feels like there's one main energy that is very much openly talking about it, you know? But people do talk about how you have been through a lot. And there are people or a specific person saying that you're not as stubborn as you may seem, or as stubborn as they thought you were. For some of you, there is a specific person or people that are just saying you're not stubborn at all, at least in their eyes. So whether that could be in defense of you for some of you guys. But there are people gossiping, oh my God, gossiping about you needing a partner. And this doesn't even feel like it's because of anything that you've said or done. It's just that people from the outside looking in feel that you could use the company, the passion, maybe, wink, wink, or the support. But there are some people gossiping that you find it hard to let certain things go. This does feel like it is more so coming from family, if I'm being honest. A younger woman or an older woman. But people are also talking about having to let you go. They don't want to let you go, and they feel very sad about this. This is family and a lover or an ex-partner or an ex-lover that talk about having to let you go. But people do talk about how you have encountered a lot of heartbreak and your fair share of deceit and betrayal, which has shaped who you are today. But people also talk about how you are gaining confidence or gaining more confidence, whether it be in yourself or a particular goal you have, maybe the way you dress, the way you speak, the way you express yourself. But who knows, but people do talk about you gaining more confidence. But yeah, people gossip about you getting away, possibly expanding, possibly outgrowing them or outgrowing a place. But yeah, people say that you've made or you've had to make some very tough choices, but that they're working out for you, or that you're happy with how it's turned out, you're happy with the outcome or the journey you're on. People also gossip about you being in a better place financially. And people do say that you are working really hard to improve your life. And people do say that they get very good energy from you and that you make them or other people really happy. But people do gossip about your life being very demanding. And there is someone who's also talking a lot about the physical distance between you and them. And they hate it, to be honest. The distance. And the fact that you may move on from them. But it feels like people have noticed that something is working out for you or starting to work out, and that's what they discuss. But people gossip about you being very determined. And if this makes sense, people also talk about you being set when you're older. So whether that be the plans you're making now, they feel like in a few years' time, or maybe even retirement age for some of you guys, that you'll be good, you'll be set. But please only take that if it makes sense. But yes. But yeah, people say you are very committed to your goals. People talk about how interesting you are as well. It feels like there's a lot of layers to you, and people are just interested. There is a few people who's interested in how you do things, and that's what they talk about, like how you go through a certain situation, whether it's work or home life. But they're very interested. People also gossip about your motivation and your belief in yourself or your plans. But unfortunately, it doesn't feel like people, maybe low key, they don't like that quality, but oh well, your motivation and your belief in self. And people also talk about you being quite down to earth as well, regardless of whether you're introverted or extroverted or a bit of both. People talk about how, maybe how, yeah, how down to earth you are. The Lovers, Queen of Pentacles. It's like you seem really down to earth, but you could be like very, I don't know if flashy is the right word, maybe for some of you guys, but there's something about you that looks very high quality and what's that word? It may be expensive even. But for some of you, this could be maybe in regards to your character. For others, it could be in terms of your outer appearance. I don't know, okay? But people do talk about how humble or down to earth you seem, considering how fabulous you are, basically. So we have self confidence through God confidence, believe in yourself by believing in God working through you. But yeah, people gossip about your confidence, your belief in yourself. So that was clarified by the Justice card. It almost feels like there are people who are watching you and they kind of gossip about how things are balancing out for you. And maybe you've had trouble in the past when it comes to believing in yourself, and they've seen this transformation in you. And it's like, holy shit, it's like the scales are balancing out for this person. So we have my God, I don't know what is wrong with my speech today, but we have sensitive emotions, times of heightened emotions, and sensitivity call for extra self-care and gentleness. Okay, so sensitive. So I tried to clarify this, but it feels like there's a few different messages with this card. For some of you, people gossip about how sensitive you are to their emotions or you were in the past. For others, people gossip about how you honor your own emotions. But for others of you, this could be in a heart on your sleeve kind of way. But for others of you, they feel like it's just below the surface, if that makes sense. So it's like you're not necessarily trying to hide it, but again, it is still distant from other people. Like maybe you're not open about it or vulnerable. Um, but yeah, just take what resonates. So people also talk about how you take very good care of yourself. And they talk about how gentle you are and friendly. That was clarified by the Knight of Cups and the Ten of Cups. So people could talk about how, I don't know if loving is the right word, but people do definitely get a nurturing kind of vibe from you. So we have here forgiveness heals, the time to release repressed anger as it is blocking your happiness. Blocking your health and happiness. Oh my God. Okay. So people are gossiping about, so Five of Swords came out, then the Magician, and then the Queen of Cups. People talk about how you are forgiven. So in order for you to heal, in order for you to move forward in your life and, reach a level of success, or to just simply improve your health and improve your day-to-day happiness, but people gossip about how you are letting people go, finding forgiveness in order, to improve your health. So we have here shopping, pay attention to what energizes you. So people have been gossiping also about how forgiving you have been, maybe in the past, maybe if it's recently, or maybe you're just a forgiving person in general. There are a few people who still feel like they could take advantage of you because of how forgiving you are. But just. But yeah, anyways, just be careful of those kind of people, okay? Yeah, so the people gossip about how you're very aware and you pay attention to what makes you feel good, you pay attention to what doesn't make you feel good, and you adjust your life accordingly, you know? So we have here flood, express the ocean of your emotion. So express the ocean of your emotion. We also have sensitive emotions down there. So yeah, some people do talk about how you are sensitive, but there's something about the way you handle it. Some people could say that you become reserved or you become cold. So we also have flower, pluck the weeds and plant the seeds of your most magnificent expression. So people talk about how you're plucking the seeds. No, not the seeds, the weeds in your life, anything that's hindering your growth. That was clarified by the Nine of Swords, Five of Cups. Maybe it's been really hard to let something go and release something that's been very emotional for you. Um, but people do talk about how you are getting rid of the weeds and allowing you, the beautiful flower, to just bloom and grow and express yourself authentically, you know? So we also have concealed power. So it feels like people are almost gossiping about how you've had or have some sort of trick up your sleeve. It's like you're concealing or you're hiding your true success, your true power, or you're just moving in silence now, you know? Do you have more from this card? So there are also people talking about how they've had some type of revelation when it comes to you. Are these people from your past? So these are people from your past, but this was clarified by Queen of Cups, Six of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles all in the upright. It feels like someone from your past has had a revelation about how generous and kind and giving you actually were to them. And maybe now that they're not in your life anymore, they're like, shit, like this person was actually it. You know, this person was so kind, so generous, and since they've left my life, I've not been able to, you know, connect with someone like them again, you know? So yeah, there are people who are talking about that. We also have moved forward. Yeah, with along with the Three of Wands down there, people gossip about how you are moving forward in your life. There are also some people, I picked it up on the Fool, some people are worried that you may never look back. So we also have trust your gut feeling. So clarified by the King of Cups upright, Justice upright, and the Empress upright. People gossip about how maybe you're learning to trust yourself. Maybe you're learning to trust your intuition, your gut. Maybe you've had certain feelings about people in the past and maybe you didn't trust yourself and certain things may have happened. but it feels like people are realizing now how much you have grown, you know? Especially if any of you, no, yeah. Oh, okay. So people feel like the fact that you're trusting yourself a lot more is kind of leading you to who you were really meant to be. You know, imagine you were playing small before in some capacity, okay? And it's like maybe I've distanced myself from people who encouraged me to play small. I don't know, okay? I'm just using this for an example. But people now see because you've decided to express yourself for who you are, maybe follow a path that is means something to you, they feel like it is leading you to who you were always meant to be, you know? And it's almost like there are a few people who are kicking themselves for not, I don't know if it's, is it maybe realizing your potential, maybe hurting you, disappointing you, maybe making you feel left out. I don't know, but there are some people who are kicking themselves because it's like I didn't appreciate you while I had the chance, you know? But yeah, let's see what else we got. So we have mean. So there is someone, please only take this if it makes sense, but there is a younger Pisces person who is possibly gossiping about how mean you've been, maybe to them specifically, or it could be someone else. But it doesn't feel like people talk about this in general, you know? Like, no, no, no. Free the moon. I mean, if you are a bit more, have a lot more boundaries with a particular person in your life, or, you know, you've maybe been more secretive and, you know, again, paying attention to the red flags, maybe this person thinks you're a bit of a meanie because of it, okay? And that's what they are talking about. We have surprising. People gossip about how you've changed. We have the lovers and the emperor. Maybe there's a lot more balance within yourself between your masculine and feminine energies, or maybe you have a lot more balance emotionally, mentally, in terms of your physical health. I don't know. But people do talk about how you've changed. And it's like they're shocked, but they're not shocked. You know, it feels like maybe they're just more so disappointed. People are actually talking about how they're surprised you actually may have walked away from something or left something behind, whether it's a person, a job, a relationship. But people are very surprised at your forward movement, your action, or the actions you have taken. So there are some people who do gossip about how you seem a bit inhibited now in their perspective. So there are people who talk about how shy you are. This does feel like family though, or maybe reserved, whether it be towards them or in general. And finally, we have enigmatic. So, but people definitely talk about how you are a very enigmatic and complex character, you know? Do you have more from this one? It's like if people were going to describe you, they wouldn't even know where to start. Like, that's how enigmatic, mystifying, and mysterious and quite, perplexing, they find you. Okay. But yeah, that is all I have for this here group. I do hope it could make sense, resonate, be helpful to someone. But I am wishing you all the best. Okay, please take care. Bye. Hey, I hope you all are doing good. Welcome to your reading if you have chosen the third group. Hi. So, what is the talk around the town about you? No, I'm joking. What is the gossip about you? We have the Two of Wands. We have the High Priestess in reverse. And we also have the Ten of Wands in reverse. So I noticed in the first group there was 2 1s, the second group there was 2 3s, and even though the High Priestess isn't necessarily the second card, is it? Even though it's not classified as like number 2, if you know what I mean, it's called the High Priestess, not the 2 of the Priestess. If you know what I'm talking about, right? So there's a 2 here and there's a 2 here. So in all groups, there's been like 2 sets of numbers. I wonder what that means for this group. I feel like it means, the Justice card, the Empress, King of Cups. People talk about how you are either balanced or you're finding balance right now. Maybe emotional balance. Could be financially as well. People could gossip about you trying to get justice as well, or how you've received justice in some way, or that's what you're after. But anyways, the gossip on you is that you are moving on from someone. And this does feel like a romantic connection specifically, and that you're moving onward and upwards. Yeah, the gossip is that you are dropping someone and their burdens and responsibilities, disappointments, and kind of wiping your hands of it. And people talk about a tough decision you are about to make or you have already made, or they talk about how you've just made a tough decision. But people do talk about you trying to find your purpose or trying to find meaning, maybe a meaning in a situation. This could be, some type of direction, or you want to expand, but you just don't know in which way. But yeah, people talk about that. So please only take this one if it makes sense. But the gossip on you is that you are, like, you almost refuse to make something easy for someone else. Or you don't want to collaborate or move forward with this person. But they do say that you are moving forward in your own way or on your own. But people do gossip about how you're not making it easy for someone else to move forward. But it feels like they don't really have an opinion on that, though. It just feels like they talk about it, but maybe not in much depth. Or maybe people are torn, if that situation resonates for you. So for some of you here, the talk on you is that you are moving. Maybe this is physically moving, maybe homes, country. But people do talk about you trying to find greener grass, better opportunities, and looking for better for yourself, whatever that may be. People also talk about how someone kept you waiting. But but whatever this talk is about someone keeping you waiting, people think that this was to your benefit or it worked out for you in the end, in their perspective. But people do talk about you being indecisive. This could be more so in general. So there feels like there is some gossip about you planning ahead or people talking about how you planned ahead. This could be possibly about a trip for some of you. Or they could think you're currently planning ahead about something else. But people do talk about you feeling more optimistic or you seem more optimistic. This is not for everyone, but for some of you, people do talk about you having a taste for adventure. And people are talking about how you are not able to keep someone's secret anymore. And there are some people talking about how you don't trust your gut. And if this resonates, people do gossip about you not wanting to be in a relationship right now, but also that you're very desirable or desired. If any of you here also are psychic, considered psychic, whether that be by yourself or other people either say that you aren't taking it seriously or that you're shutting your gift out. Maybe the messages that you are getting. Again, this could tie into, people thinking that you are finding it hard to trust yourself or you feel a bit indecisive or in their perspective. People also gossip about how you are giving someone a lot of attention, but they also talk about how this other person may not want the attention that you could be giving them. For some of you, it's definitely the other way around, though. For some of you, this could be like, say, for example, someone's trying to goad you and you could be biting, or in some people's perspective, you're biting back when they feel like you shouldn't really entertain it and not give it your attention. But for some of you, it could be that people actually gossip about how you're not giving something attention, a situation that could potentially be goading, especially if you were the one to walk away from it and it's still just like, following you like a bad smell, But yeah. People also talk about someone blowing up on you. The Tower card. So maybe someone blew up on you and it kind of, changed the whole dynamic of your connection and relationship to this person. And please only take this if it resonates, but some people gossip about you doing witchcraft or just being into, magic or the occult or, just tarot. But yeah, people do gossip about that. And people gossip about you not trusting a romantic partner. This feels like one who's currently in your life, whether you're with them, separated, or it's like kind of complicated, or you're not really with them, but they're still, kind of romantic. But yeah, people gossip about you not trusting them. People also talk about you being a bit of a walking enigma, a bit of a contradiction, this feels like. And there are some people who talk about how you maybe are depressed or dealing with a frustrating situation and it's kind of getting you down. And people are also talking about how you are saying no a lot more. Yeah, people definitely gossip about your boundaries or certain boundaries you have been enforcing lately. So we have divine life purpose, trust the signs, your inner guidance, which is leading you towards fulfillment. Yeah, so people gossip about how you are discovering your life purpose with the hangman being here and the fool. Maybe you've been really patient when it comes to your purpose or expanding or, following your heart, some type of growth. But people talk about how you can't, maybe it was a sacrifice for you to not, live or focus on your life purpose or what could be your life purpose for a little while. But people do talk about you kind of having this new beginning potentially, or you've already had this new beginning. We also have heightened intuition. Be extra aware of your inner knowingness as it is trustworthy. So we have something about your inner knowingness here. We have the high priestess, and we also have trust your inner guidance over there. So people gossip about how you definitely need to trust yourself a bit more. Cause like, damn, I trust everything you say to me. If I can't, how am I supposed to trust you if you don't trust yourself? But I don't feel like they're trusting you with change. I'm just being dramatic. But it seriously feels like there are people around you who, yeah, who need for you to trust yourself a bit more. So we also have purification and detoxification. It's time to release physical and energetic toxins from your life. So people do talk about you purifying and detoxifying your life, releasing something that could have been toxic towards you. This could be a relationship. This could be something in yourself. For others of you, people talk about you maybe changing your health. Changing your health, does that make sense? Or making your health a bigger priority to you. We also have money. Discover the source of your power. So yeah, people definitely talk about how you are trying to discover something right now. Again, whether this be your purpose, whether this be the source of your power, whether this be discovering a bunch of stuff so that you can find something you're interested in. I don't know, but people definitely gossip about how you are in, it feels like in exploration kind of energy right now. So yeah, people gossip about you either needing money or you maybe work a lot and you work really hard, and people talk about that with the Queen of Pentacles being there. So we have money, we have purse, wallet, and it says pursue your true wealth. So people gossip about how you are pursuing something that has more meaning to you. So people do gossip about your money, but I honestly can't really tell if it's negative or positive. Maybe it doesn't really matter, really, does it? But let's see what people say about your money. People gossip about how you need to work really hard for money. I mean, I don't know. So we also have transition, release attachments to what was, and prepare for what is to come. So yeah, people are talking about how you are in a transitional period, the wheel of fortune. Maybe they feel like your fortune is, changing for the better, or you're taking the initiative to change something in your life. And yeah, Five of Cups, people are also talking about how you are releasing attachments, maybe to a prior vision or a prior goal that you may have had, whether it be a relationship, career, personal, you know, but people do gossip about how you are transitioning, you're letting something go, maybe something really emotional, maybe something you are very emotionally tied to. But yeah, people do say that you are either you've already released this attachment and you are preparing for what is next, you know, with that two of wands there, it's like what's next, you know. We also have determination. So people gossip about how you're very determined, and that was clarified by the Nine of Wands. So we also have life purpose. Life purpose twice. Wow. So it says seek your own deeper vision for life. So yeah, people do talk about how you are wanting your life to have more meaning, or you're discovering new meaning, new purpose in your life right now. Do you have more from this? But again, this feels like something you've either worked really hard for, or you've worked really hard up until this point. Maybe you've been had to be really patient. Maybe you've had to wait. You know, yeah, had to be really patient, make a lot of sacrifices. But it feels like people are gossiping about you living for yourself now in some way. You know? Oh shit! God. And we also have a balanced life. Didn't that message come up at the beginning because of the two twos here? So people gossip about how you will have a balanced life, and this feels like something that they see in your future or something that they know about your future, but they see a lot of balance coming into your life. People also talk about you balancing your energy a lot more or a lot better now. So we have gentle. So yeah, the gossip on you is that you are gentle, maybe soft, whether this be like delicate, whether it be like your skin, or you know, your character, your heart. We also have a cautious. Took me a minute to figure out what this was about, but there is someone in particular who is, I don't know if they're really gossiping about this to a lot of people though. This feels kind of quiet, but they are talking about how they are cautious of you. It feels like in a watching you kind of way. And with the Six of Swords that came out and the Hierophant, it feels like, I don't know if they're cautious of you getting married or entering a serious commitment, maybe worried about you joining an establishment, but maybe it can mean you moving away or traveling, you know, again, transitioning with the Six of Swords and the transition card. But yeah, it feels like someone is cautious, like when it comes to you, watching you kind of way to see what your next move may be, maybe. So we also have philosophical. This definitely isn't for everyone, so please only take it if it makes sense. But yeah, there is someone gossiping how you are philosophical. And we also have political. So yeah, some people could gossip about how you are political, into politics, maybe you follow politics, or very, you know, very interested in politics. But yeah. For some of you, this could be that you may act in a political way, like in a politically correct kind of way, and people could talk about that as well. Um, but yes, that is all I have for this here group. I do hope it could resonate. I hope it could make sense, be helpful. Um, but yeah, that is all I have. Please take care of yourselves. All the best, okay? Bye.